In this video, we'll cover some things you need to know before you begin operating a Vermeer stump cutter. This information is covered in the Rental Center Guide available from your rental associate and vermeer.com/safety. This information is not intended to replace the operator manual. Before running any machine, please read and understand the machine's operator's manual located on the machine. Study all of the safety signs on the machine. Study the safety practices on the Rental Center Guide. If you are unsure of any information in the manual or on the machine, ask your rental associate to assist you. Please follow the next steps and safety tips before operating a Vermeer stump cutter. One of the first steps is to make sure you check out the job site and mark off your proposed work area. You will want to call 811 for the local one-call system in your area to request the location of all underground utilities. Also, make sure to contact any utilities that may not subscribe to OneCall. In addition to OneCall, be mindful of any permits or if traffic control is needed. Keep everyone not operating the machine away from the machine and work area while in operation, as the rotating cutter wheel can throw objects that can cause injury. Prepare the stump and work area by removing loose chunks of wood, secondary growth, stones, wire, and other debris. Once you are ready to work, you will need to wear personal protective equipment when on the job site and operating the machine. This includes a hard hat, safety shoes, hearing and eye protection, and a face shield. If you will be working near traffic, you need to wear reflective clothing that satisfies your local regulations. You are now ready to watch the next chapter on machine startup and shutdown. After you are equipped with the appropriate personal protective equipment and properly set up on your job site, you will want to check all machine fluid levels and the condition of the air cleaner before starting the machine. When starting the machine, do not touch the boom control lever, as this allows the operator presence system to calibrate after the engine starts and before operation begins. Set the throttle to mid-speed and turn the key switch clockwise to start the engine. Reduce engine speed to idle and let the engine warm up until you're ready to operate the stump cutter. When you're ready to shut down the stump cutter, keep one hand on the boom control lever and reduce the engine speed to idle. Once the engine reaches idle speed, disengage the cutter wheel drive switch or release the control lever. Now you're ready to shut off the engine and remove the key. Wait for the cutter wheel to stop turning before leaving the control station. If shutting down on a slope, turn the machine to face across the slope to prevent it from creeping away from the parked position. If this isn't possible, apply the parking pin or parking brake. You are now ready to watch the next chapter on machine operation. Follow along the next steps for tips on how to properly operate a Vermeer stump cutter. On the machine, keep the cutter wheel guard down and do not make contact with the rotating cutter wheel. Once you have started up the machine, use the ground drive control levers to position it with the cutter wheel at the top edge of the stump. Place your hand on boom control lever to activate the operator presence control. A green operator presence indicator light on the operator station will come on and remain lit as long as the operator maintains hand contact with the control lever. The operator presence system will not allow the cutter wheel to engage unless a hand is on the control lever. Next, engage the cutter wheel drive switch, which will activate its own green light. Be aware that the cutter wheel will disengage within seconds if you remove your hand from the boom control lever. Now you can increase the engine speed to maximum RPM and use the boom control lever to make a light cutting pass across the stump. With the cutter wheel to the side of the stump, lower the cutter wheel and make a deeper cutting pass. The size and speed of the cut depends on the hardness of the wood. Repeat until you have reached the required depth, or cut down half the cutter wheel diameter. It's important to never undercut the stump, as this can cause violent machine kickback and component damage. Raise the cutter wheel and use the ground drive control levers to move the machine farther into the stump, and then repeat the cutting passes until the job is complete. If at any time during the job, chip buildup interferes with machine operation, Raise and disengage the cutter wheel and move the machine back away from the stump. Shut down the machine properly. Clear the chips away with a rake or shovel. Restart the machine and resume cutting. Use extreme caution when operating on side hills or situations where rollover can occur. Disengage the cutter wheel when driving between stumps. Keep feet away from tracks and do not allow anyone to ride on the machine. You are now ready to watch the next chapter on machine transport. Before transporting the machine on a truck or trailer, you must read the trailer manual for safety precautions and loading information. Before taking the trailer and machine on the road, clean the machine to keep any debris from ending up on the highway. Now, let's load the machine onto the truck or trailer. First, raise and center the cutter wheel. From level ground, drive the machine squarely onto the trailer or truck. After loading the machine, lower the cutter wheel to the bed of the trailer or truck. It is important to make sure the machine is secured to the trailer using standard tie-down procedures, with 1 in front and 2 rear tie-down points. Once you have reached your destination, reverse the procedure to unload the machine from the trailer.